I don't believe in loopholes.
What? Loopholes are the best.
Okay, welcome back to Pewology. We're so glad to have you on board, to our video people and to our podcast crew. This is our show where the people in the pews get to weigh in on a whole variety of issues that are taking place in our world and within the Bible and church and Christian worldview and theology and just a whole bunch of stuff. So welcome back. Let's go around the horn tonight. You can introduce yourself. And are you, just explain if you're quarantining or not. Are you like out in the community right now? Who are you and are you out?
Who am I? Okay, Brother Mike. I am Brother Glenn. And right
Black
now,
Glenn.
I am, affectionately known as Black Glenn.
And now they can see you.
For some reason.
He is truly Black Glenn. That's great.
I like to think of Mocha. But, other than that, I've been trying to stay within, but I make my runs. I'm not overly.
Have you been to a grocery store?
Yeah. I went to Kissimmee Produce today, and they are not following.
Really risky.
And they are not following the 10-person rule.
And they don't
Just
clean the
letting you
carts.
know.
Nothing's happening good at Kissimmee Produce.
No.
They do have toilet paper.
What?
I mean,
I'm going.
the meat section smells a little funky at Kissimmee Produce.
That's
The
why
meat
they have
section?
toilet.
Yeah, it's a little funky in there.
I don't know. I mean, when you don't have any, you tend to compromise and make some exceptions and flexibility.
Yeah, but I don't understand. I know where you live. You're passing Publix to get there. What's your problem?
This is what it's about.
Okay, please tell
Mi gente siempre. Mi gente siempre.
Your people?
My
in the
people.
community.
That's it. We keep money within the community.
He just did a shameless
Publix,
plug.
Don't get me wrong. Get my cold cuts from Publix.
Like Sammy
They got
Sosa.
the best cold cuts, but nah.
Like Sammy.
I didn't. Okay, stop. Just for a second. I didn't really identify you as part of the Hispanic community. Was that
You're
wrong?
Panamanian, aren't you?
Wow.
Are you Panamanian?
Wow.
I
All
did.
right. Let's go ahead and get into the biography. of Glenn
Now he
real
is
quick.
no longer
Go
Black
ahead,
Glenn.
I'm just
Now I'm not
asking.
Black Glenn. I am Hispanic Black Glenn.
Are you?
Yes,
Dominican
yes, I am.
Glenn.
You know my mother's Puerto Rican, first off. My mother's
I
Puerto
don't
Rican.
know that I knew that.
Yeah, we had that conversation, but it's okay. You've had a lot of
I can't
conversations.
keep up with everybody's
That's what I'm
moms.
saying. You've had a lot of conversations, but you do know she's witness, and you always bring that up.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting.
Hey,
great.
Hey, what about these?
I will never
witness
forget
things?
that. But
Oh, Glenn, is that
I
part of
did-
your witnessing upbringing?
I didn't know that. Have I? Okay, let me ask you this.
Yeah,
Have
go
I
ahead.
ever met your mom?
No,
Why not?
she's in Deltona.
Deltona.
Yeah, she's out there.
But I bet
she
your
comes
dad,
out here
I
very.
bet your dad.
Yeah. My pops is out in Orlando,
Okay.
and he's Panamanian
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
You're Panamanian.
and Jamaican.
Yes, a
Panamanian.
lot of Marsimon.
Yeah, yeah, and his mother's from Colombia.
Okay.
Let's get the whole discography. Let's get the whole discography.
You are a melting.
Well,
you're
check this
United
out.
Nations.
No, not even that. My last name's Stewart. So there's
How
some
did that-
Celtic in me somewhere.
How did
There's
that happen?
I got it all.
How
There's
did that?
everything
I mean,
there.
how'd that happen? How'd you get a Stewart as a last name?
Well, actually,
Jamaican side.
it came from the Scottish. Yeah, exactly. You're
Really?
100% correct. The Scottish went ahead and colonized Jamaica back in the day. That's
the
how you can-
Scottish colonized Jamaica.
Scottish.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Really?
Didn't know that.
So,
Didn't-
you know,
thought the
that's how we
French did
see
that.
Jamaicans
Wait a
with
minute.
the
Whoa, whoa,
blue
whoa.
eyes.
Okay.
I thought the French colonized.
I know.
Jamaica.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna say.
Wait,
I'm gonna call.
he's the history
I'm gonna
buff,
call-
but I do
No,
know
that was
this.
Haiti.
DC on that.
Yeah,
That
that,
was
might be
Haiti.
Haiti. That might be Haiti.
The Scottish had nothing.
No.
The
Hey,
Scottish didn't colonize anything.
Let me tell you something. Scottish went ahead
Braveheart.
into
I
Jamaica.
thought they
Hey.
got like at Braveheart. I thought they went down. Like
Now you
Even
might be
some
wrong
big
on that.
jerky.
No,
You might
they
be wrong on
actually
that.
went. They actually did well after Braveheart.
did they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they eventually won their
I thought
independence
they were
Look it
always
up.
under England. Like,
Google it.
for a while.
Scottish,
but they won their
Jamaican
independence.
roots.
somebody Google that right
There was
now.
a presence. There was a Scotch
presence.
in Jamaica.
A
In Jamaica.
significant,
Yeah, in the Caribbean.
a significant
Really?
one. Yeah.
I want to see some Google evidence on that.
Don't
but
worry,
I'm
you
gonna
can do it.
I'm gonna say
We learn things
I'm gonna
every day,
give it.
Mike.
I'm gonna give it to you for now.
We learn things every day, and
I'm coming back for that. Oh
gotta
man,
give it
that's
out.
so great. Okay, are you out and about? Give us who you are. And
Oh, okay. I am White Anthony.
Not Hispanic.
Not Hispanic.
at all.
If we're talking about nationalities, Scottish, Italian, a
Okay.
little bit of German.
He is might
Um,
be related to Glenn.
I might be related
Yeah.
to Jen.
On the
he might
Scottish
just be.
side.
Yep.
So awesome.
Right now, yeah, I'm not going anywhere, like unless I'm just running to the grocery store real quick. I
Okay.
go to Publix.
You
But
go in. You
I
wipe
haven't been
the
there.
cart down.
I
You do
haven't
the
been
whole
there
thing?
since last
Are you wearing the gloves? I see a lot of people in public.
No, I'm just washing my hands.
Okay.
I'm not touching my face. I'm not just touching everything going, sticking stuff in my mouth. But, our school is not letting us, work at school. So that we're going to do all our training tomorrow and then work from home.
For the rest of the time?
Until the governor says you can go back to school, yeah.
You're done for the year, by the way. Okay, go
Probably.
ahead.
I am albino Juan, Dominican, but I lie, and I may be Cuban or Puerto Rican, depending on who I'm talking to.
No, wait a minute. Wait, what just happened? You are Dominican, right?
Yes.
Oh man, my mind's
Yeah.
blowing.
But I lie to people all the time. I'm like, "Where are you from? Where are you gonna like me from?" I'm like, Puerto Rican, and then I change my accents. Like I'm Puerto Rican today.
Okay.
So also Korean.
Crazy.
And I haven't. I would love to quarantine, but I haven't had the opportunity. Both of my yeah, I work for 2 different companies, and they both.
Like I would love to.
I would love to. I'm like, everybody's at home, and I'm like, I don't know what that's like. Like I haven't been home. Like I worked like 68 hours last week.
Wow.
And then like
You know what it is? People are
Get
home.
the bag, Juan.
Because my wife's doing the same thing. People are home, and because your work is connected to Lowe's and Home Depot, people are home, and they're like, "We got to get this place, spiffied up. Like this place is a mess.
Our house
My
is
wife
so
is coming
clean.
up like a list of stuff to do
Yep.
now.
but I'm a huge hypocrite because I'm standing there like judging and look at these people, they're all out.
I know. And
I'm also out, but I have to be out.
this is funny. We went to Lowe's last night. She's like, I got to get a rake. We got to do some work in the yard. I'm like, okay. So we go to Lowe's, and she's like, I'm not going in. She waited in the car.
Wow.
You get the virus.
Sit me in.
Wow. Don't you know she shot anyway if
I
you get it
know.
and come back?
It's
like you shot.
Exactly.
We got to go to Lowe's, but you're going in. I'm not going
My kid did that today.
She's
Check
waiting
this
on the
out.
car.
I go ahead and take him. I say, hey, kid, let's go to GameStop. We might be shut down for a little bit. Let's go get a video game.
Yes.
He's like, yeah, let's go. I'm like, all right, let's go over there. Hey, it's closed. They said, hey, only delivery items, like the same thing. They just go ahead to the front door. So I was like, all right, you want to go somewhere else? He's like, man, that's all right. We could go out back home. I said, let's go stop at Publix real quick. I want to go get some cold cuts. He was like, you going to come in with me? He was like, nah, I'll stay in the car. I'm like, bro, what's going on here? Like,
Do you cheap out on the cold
relax.
cuts? I mean, are you like a Boar's Head guy, or do you just go with the Publix brand?
No. First off, Publix is one of the greatest brands to get cold cuts, but there's certain brands you need Boar's Head in. There's certain brands you need Boar's Head in.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm a Boar's Head only person. The cheese, I'll do
What is
Publix.
happening?
I'll do Publix,
Especially if you're lactose intolerant.
Yes.
Because they're not real cheese, just
Yeah, I
to let you know.
Only
Exactly.
boards.
We haven't even finished.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I'm
you heard it.
Only
You
the
heard it.
finest in the DeLong
snooty.
household.
I'm very
Where's
snooty.
my
when it comes to-
Walmart cold cut people at?
Exact. No, I'm not.
Where's
eating
my
that.
Walmart
Great
cold cut
value.
What do you get?
Great value.
Yo, you're
Great
getting
value.
whatever.
Great value. Bro,
Whatever's
turkey,
cheapest.
but it's like mixed meat. Turkey slices with rib meat.
people? Ah, man.
No. I get
All right,
real. I get
Introduce yourself.
real. Jorge or George, however people refer to me.
If you're white, you're George.
Right.
American George or whatever. Yeah. Was quarantining?
Yeah. What are you doing?
I've been at work.
Do you wear the mask at work? Are you more than 6 feet apart? What are you doing?
Well, I mean, it's an accounting office, so we've taken the policy this week of not allowing many people in the waiting room anyway.
Okay.
So we're like in the office. We're just kind of normal. We just keep our hands washed and stuff
Right.
like that. But if I do have to come out and deal with somebody, it's brief, mask, gloves.
Really?
Yeah. Everything, we're switching everything to online or email. Like you either email me or phone. If we have to come in contact, then I'm sorry, we're gonna handle your case at another time.
Oh wow. Okay. Wow. So just old people you don't want to see, huh?
It's funny because as soon as we got as soon as we like came down with something, like the first people through the door was like an old couple that couldn't email. They did. It was like, oh my God, what do we do now? So it was like, so we handled them, but that was it. And so I've been in the office the whole time though because it's tax season. But
So it's
now,
kind of quarantine.
now that it it's almost like a
yeah,
quarantine.
it's not around anymore.
I gotta go to office and I go home.
Mike
but
just sniffled.
I know.
but
Corona.
recently, since they extended the deadline, then now I don't have to work long hours.
Nice. All right. Welcome.
Nelson, just to backtrack, have you guys had the London broil from Boar's Head?
Yes.
Yes.
That is the best.
Yeah. The only thing
So good.
the only thing that costs more in the Boar's Head is the prosciutto, which I highly recommend.
That was
Oh,
after
my
you watched
word.
the Sopranos
Guys,
episode, by the way.
you want some Grey Poupon with that?
I do love the prosciutto. I have some right now at the house. I kid you not.
Prosciutto.
Some right now.
That London broil.
$15 a pound.
The gabagool?
Fantastic.
Sound
I have
like
the
an episode
gabagool.
of Sopranos right
$15
now.
a pound. $15 a pound. Not
Good
not
Lord.
cheap.
From Paul's Deli is better though.
Yeah.
They got the authentic.
Oh
Yeah.
man, that's my
No,
favorite.
yeah.
Shameless plug, Paul's Deli.
Okay, and
White Mike,
and
I would assume.
I'm
White
Ginger Mike.
Ginger.
Nelson didn't even
Pastor
say anything.
Ginger.
He
Right.
just said broil.
But White Mike sounds like rhymey.
He said he's
White-
Nelson and
I'm the Hispanic
He didn't
token
say
guy.
he was quarantined.
Hispanic.
Not Hispanic token. According to
three.
Glenn,
Most
there's
of the
three
table is his.
That's self-proclaimed. All right?
In most situations.
He's truly Hispanic.
I look
He's
it.
like,
His
I'm
last
the-
name is Perez.
Yeah.
True story.
It's fantastic.
Come on.
True.
I have not been.
Fuentes.
I haven't been quarantining.
Gonzalez.
That's I know that's true. Actually, Gonzalez wins that, right?
Stewart.
Yeah.
Gonzalez is like the Smith of.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I haven't been quarantining.
No. That's been how it works.
Nah,
He's
man.
been licking park benches.
Do people look at you funny like when you go out to work, or do they want you to come to work?
Well, I'm doing a whole house right now, so it's just me in there.
So you are quarantined.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some jobs that you're like quarantined.
Yeah, but you're spending a lot of time in Lowe's and Home Depot and that kind of stuff.
I am.
right? Yeah.
Oh,
There's
you're not
people- there's,
correct.
there's tons
People
of
in there. Oh,
Tons
all the
of
time.
people.
Yeah.
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 I
The
think
10-person rule ain't
Yeah.
being followed.
But here's the thing: I got all these friends. No offense, all my friends, right? Who are like they are like way concerned and posting all of their. I think they're just sitting around watching MSNBC all day long.
Right.
They're very concerned
if
about
you look
the spread
at
of
the
this.
TV and what they're saying, you're gonna get concerned.
No, I know,
Like,
but
if
they're
you're
constantly
looking at it.
posting on social media how concerned they are. Yet you go to like a Publix, you go to a Lowe's, or the place is packed. People are all over the place. If it's going to spread, it's going to spread. And then your wife works at a daycare. Every daycare in Florida is open. It feels like, right?
Lowe's and Home
Is
Depot
it really?
has
Yes.
Lowe's and
People
Home
who
Depot.
are
Schools
working,
are closed.
their
Those are
children
technically
watch.
schools.
Schools are closed, not daycares. Private
Yeah.
daycares are all private. They're
Daycare, yeah.
open.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
they're open. All those kids are out there mixing and mingling. This thing's going to do what it's going to do.
That's what I'm saying.
Lowe's and Home Depot has
I
no
mean,
less than
I still think you
2,000
should
people.
quarantine. Look, I'm not arguing. Quarantine. God bless you. A bunch of people just turned
Hey,
the thing off right now.
1%.
Everybody's
So
angry at you right now.
All right, this thing has a 1%
Wait, this is live?
fatality rate.
Okay,
One.
hold on.
That is
Wait a
higher
minute.
than the
Wait a
flu.
minute. Wait a
It
minute.
is.
Wait a
It's the
minute.
truth.
I
The
know,
flu has
I know.
0.2.
Let's not.
So
get
it
weird.
is 5. No.
Listen, I don't want to lead us down this road. Let's not get
I'm
weird.
just saying, it is.
People are gonna
It
get
is
all
stronger
upset.
than
Yeah.
the flu. It
This
is
is
stronger
not
than
life,
the flu.
right?
It is stronger than the flu. It's something to be concerned with.
It's
Use
not
caution. Use caution. Sanitize. But what I'm saying is this: let's not overreact. Let's not
Too late.
overreact.
What would be an
Way too late.
overreaction to you? What's overreacting?
Bunker.
Like
Is
canned
it?
foods.
Yeah.
Nah,
In an
all the
underground
preppers.
bunker.
I don't
All the
think going
preppers.
ahead and getting extra food is overreaction. That's just being cautionary because if
The toilet paper thing.
the toilet paper,
What's
that's
wrong
overreacting.
with those
that.
people?
That's
I don't know
overreaction.
what's going on.
Slight
That's
overreaction.
What's wrong with those people?
I guess they think you're gonna go to the bath. I don't know, bro.
I got 2 packs.
I don't know.
But I got them because everybody else was buying them. And I have a house of, I have a house of 8 people. I'm
You're
like,
part of the problem.
I started doing the math. I was like, I'm going to be out like soon. So,
What math did you do?
we have 8 people, trust me.
Oh.
I'm looking at videos of the doggies, how they clean their butts.
Uh,
People learn.
Bro, you have a shower though. If you're locked in your house,
Just
you
get a
still have a
bidet.
shower.
Who has a
and
bidet?
soap.
That's a giant bidet now.
No, I have a buddy that did that. He actually just bought a bidet online.
I-
No, that's
he
a big,
installed
that-
it. He's
that-
just like,
they say that
no need
they,
for toilet
they say those things are going through the roof.
Oh,
the bidets, yeah.
Yeah, goodbye
but I
toilet
like-
paper.
They go through
Hello,
something else
socks.
too.
It just feels a
stock
little.
too.
That's a stock to
Invest in.
invest in. The bidets.
We there.
Yeah, but it just feels.
invested.
It's coming back, baby.
But it just feels
I'm
like a little weird.
investing.
Have you seen the bidet?
Splash.
Yeah, the ones that hook to the toilet.
I got 2 of them.
Really?
Yeah, they're awesome.
You like them?
They're awesome.
No, I'm
Do you
asking
use
you,
it on
are
high
you
pressure?
using it?
Yes.
Or low pressure.
Nice.
There's 2 settings?
I think they are.
There's
No,
a
you
couple-
could go
some of
like,
them have
yeah,
different
I think
settings.
they are.
that's it.
And it hooks to the side of your toilet?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like it's the bidet, then the toilet seat, and then the way that you connect the water supply line is to the water supply line that's coming out from the wall. up
I
to the
know,
tank.
but it just feels like it's a little janky. Like it's like because if you've seen
think-
like a real true
listen,
bidet,
oh,
it's
no, I
like a
understand,
whole
it's the whole
thing.
thing, yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
separate
no.
thing.
It's a separate
separate-
deal.
Yeah, it's
this
just
feels
separate.
like we're just there's a lot of things going into
So
this
listen,
toilet.
My,
Two in
my-
one.
Rims on it.
Gotta
too.
love America.
Speakers,
You
low profile toilet.
It's like,
get it both.
it's like a Japanese
Let's get a
toilet.
Bluetooth speaker in
My
there.
wife's got
that?
got the potty helper thing. She's got that going.
What's
It's
that?
like a
She's gonna be
donut.
thrilled
What is a
put that
potty
out
helper?
there.
What's a potty?
You know what I'm
helper?
saying? The thing where you put your feet up.
Squatty
The
potty.
unicorn. With the unicorn. With the unicorn. I remember that.
Squatty potty. She got the squatty potty.
Oh my word!
Yeah.
You should get a bidet.
You should get a
Yeah.
bidet.
The
Yeah,
bidet.
yeah.
The bidet. Who
This is
knew?
a great. This is a great podcast.
I've had
It's coming out.
This is the
Making a
weirdest
comeback.
podcast
I've had them
I've
for
ever
like
been a part of.
like 3 years.
The bidet
3
is like,
years you've
yeah.
had this bidet?
Yeah.
don't call
You
it a
swear
comeback.
by it, huh?
Wow.
We're so 2000 and late.
I still use
guys-
wipes and regular toilet
Whoa,
paper.
whoa. You're flushing wipes?
Yeah, I've never had a problem.
Are you on
Yeah,
city
that's-
or are you
that's-
on a septic
Hey,
tank?
City.
that's something.
Oh, you're on city. See, he's
never had a
on
problem.
city. Those city guys are so loose with what they put down the toilet. Those septic people have to be very careful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you can't be
Yeah.
just throwing anything down
Back
a
up your
septic
septic tank. Yeah.
It's
You're in
expensive.
a world of hurt.
Yeah, it's a world of hurt.
I'm telling you, a bidet with wipes and regular toilet paper. It's like it's a good experience.
That's a lot going on, but I mean, wow. Okay, we got to move on.
So fresh
Listen,
and so clean.
this is connected though. Believe it or not, this is connected.
The bidet?
No, not so
Go
much.
ahead.
So
I
this
had to
connected.
say
So in the world of over top reactions to the coronavirus, okay, there's a whole bunch of churches that are coming down on like both sides of the fence on this thing, right? There's some What is it about things like this that bring out all the wackos? Like, I mean, all the wackos come out on things like this. So you've got like a bunch of different reactions, right? You've got all the end times people who are like, it's the end of the world. They're quoting every scripture that has the word
Witnesses
plague
are
in it.
happy right now.
I mean,
Witnesses are
My
happy.
gosh, man.
And let's
Not
be
just
clear.
the
And
witnesses,
let's be
the Seventh-day Adventists.
I was about
all
to say,
the-
it isn't just them. There's
No.
a lot of people who
No.
emphasize the end times that are seeing this and interpreting it.
Absolutely.
But I will say this. This is something that was spoke about in the Bible.
Yeah, but so was
I will say.
But I
They're out.
think
Because
the
it talked
bubonic
about
plague was a
pestilence,
little
it
worse
talked
than
about
this.
earthquakes, it talked about fire.
Spanish
And I'm
flu
just
was
saying
worse
the
too.
frequency and the amount of them has been increased. We cannot deny that.
No.
Something that used to be
I completely
something
deny it.
something that used
I deny.
Yeah, you think that something that used to be maybe
What-
every year
what-
earthquakes. I would say earthquakes there's
What
a lot
proof
more
do you-
frequency.
Why would you believe that?
Because back in the day you heard about them maybe once every
We didn't have
5
the
years,
internet.
They didn't have
every
the news
3
with the
years.
ticker
Yeah, we didn't have
downstairs.
it. What are you
Oh,
talking
no.
about?
I
No,
think the
bro, I'm
frequency has
serious.
increased.
I'm serious.
I think so.
That's literally untrue.
Yeah, the
I
pigeons
don't
didn't travel that
completely
fast with
untrue.
the
I
information.
think it's
I
not
don't
true.
know.
Yeah, it's completely untrue.
I don't know.
There's no
I think there's
evidence
been, I think
that there's
been an
more
increase.
earthquakes.
I think there's been an increase.
No, there's not.
With everything, just not just
No.
earthquakes. I'm not trying to isolate
There's
it.
not.
Okay.
I'm serious. I'm out on it.
All right.
Out,
well, please
out,
tell me
out.
tell me why you think so.
No, I don't. I
No,
don't.
but I'm saying why.
I see no evidence. There's literally no evidence that there's this great, expansion of earthquakes compared to 100 years ago,
Yeah, global
1,000
warming.
years ago, right?
Sham.
So
Literally.
there's been no change in nothing. You think everything as it's been going now has been the same throughout all of human history.
Yeah,
That's what you're saying. No, but I'm saying that's what you're saying. Because
Yes.
you're saying there's been
To some extent,
There
yes.
we go, hold down 10
Yeah,
toes.
I'm holding it down. To some extent, yes. I don't think about it.
I think differently.
No, well, I'm
But
just
we
telling you,
have
there's no,
differences of opinion.
but there's no
Opposite
evidence.
sides of the
Yeah,
table.
that's
There's
it.
no evidence. Think about whatever it's
Message.
Okay, let me give you an example.
Please.
Right? The Black Plague took out hundreds of thousands of lives.
Yes,
we
indeed.
lose 1,000 people in the world. 1,000 people are dead because
In
of
the
this thing.
world.
Yeah, in the whole world.
6
And we're like,
billion.
oh my
7
gosh,
billion.
it's a plague.
Thank
and we
you.
and we
I knew it
quote
was up
every
there.
plague verse from the Bible. It's like, this is the end. This is the end. The Spanish flu, the Black Plague took out like
So
hundreds of
all right,
thousands.
so let's
They have
ask
anything
this
with
question.
weights?
So let's ask this question
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
Why do you think they're pushing this agenda and this type of scaring to people then?
Oh, I can't speak to the media how they're acting. I don't know about all
But
that.
I'm just saying,
I mean,
what's
gee.
the reason then? If it's
I
so
think it
minuscule,
sells- I think it
because
sells-
because you
sells
and me,
commercials.
you and me on agreement on that.
like
This
yellow
is a
journalism.
minuscule thing. You
No,
know,
no, no,
it
no, no.
compared,
You don't
it
know what it is.
compared. Wait.
Whoa.
Compared to what you
Black
just
plague.
talked about,
Absolutely.
Black plague.
And corona.
We're talking about
Yes.
something
You see a
that is
pattern
real
here?
plague. So
What you said?
why are
There's
they
no-
pushing this?
Cracker sneezed.
What? What did he say?
He said the Black Plague because of Black Glenn. So he goes, "There's no crackers sneeze."
Spanish flu. Corona.
I love
Spanish
your
flu,
wine. I
Black
love it.
plague.
I
There's
love
no
my
like
brother.
cracker cough, sneasel. Nothing. Y'all don't get like runny nose. Nothing.
What is happening?
But listen, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Corona's not significant, and I'm not saying it couldn't become even more significant. I'm just saying when you look at like today,
Comparing it to the Black Plague.
I'm just saying it brings out the crazy in everybody. You get all these like religious freaks who are like, "This is a sign."
Hey, I'll
this
tell you right now.
I'm like,
gun stores.
who told you
Off
this
the
is a
hook.
sign?
I think
Gun stores are like Walmart.
there's
right?
Oh man,
there's a degree.
I
of,
guarantee people buying bullets.
Ammunition out of stock.
Yes.
there's the fear and the ability to capitalize on that fear, and I think in the in the case of some of the religious groups, maybe the want to be like, we said it, like we knew it was coming, you know, to be the ones that said like, we told you it was happening, like the early reporting, and then it's like, then when it doesn't, what are you gonna do, you know? Yeah.
Well, and they did this 100 years ago. Like when
they did this
World
when
War
the year
I happened.
2000 was.
Well,
Yeah,
here's,
remember
was
that?
happening.
Well,
Remember
here's the
Y2K?
yeah.
Y2K,
End of the world.
Ebola.
May
of the
something,
world.
SARS.
End of the world.
Yeah.
H1N1.
All right, hold
End of
on,
the
hold
world.
on.
West
So
Nile.
no, listen.
Should I go on?
As a history teacher, let me help. Okay, so when World War I happened, everyone was like, "This is the end."
End of the world.
And then also the pestilence, the Spanish flu happened. 1918.
Right.
50 to 100 million people died. They don't even know the numbers. That's how many people died. They're like, "This is it." And then eventually things corrected itself. It got better. Roaring 20s, Great Depression happened. They're like, "Oh, this might be the end." They thought Hitler was the Antichrist. Right. They're like, "Oh, this is the end." And then
I remember when they thought Saddam Hussein was the Antichrist.
oh yeah, he was
Yeah, it's a
rebuilding
holy war.
Babylon and all that.
It was a holy
Yeah,
war.
I remember all that.
Yeah.
And
You got
I
John
think,
Hagee up there on every
Yeah.
TV station talking about Saddam Hussein.
yeah, everybody's
Like, what
freaking
is-
out. I think this is just another one of those things.
Yeah.
And
And you always have these religious leaders like they speak with such passion, as if like they heard from the Lord that morning, right? That this is the end. And they're just driving it home and just stoking those fears. And it's weird, right? Like it's super weird when you look at history. It just doesn't line up, you know what I mean?
I think
it's just misrepresenting scripture,
I think history has
misinterpreting.
a habit of like it repeats itself. So to what you were saying earlier, I just think like because we're so connected now with everybody, you hear a lot more of things that happen. But these earthquakes and hurricanes and all these things that are going through is nothing new. It's happened for years. It just happens in such expand that you don't really know about it. And back then we didn't have the communication to like find out. But I remember there was one year when I was a kid in DR that we got hit by like 4 or 5 hurricanes in just 1 year.
Wow.
You know what I mean? When I was a kid, and they were bad. Like, you were holding the windows down bad. But like, and it's not like a big deal. Like a couple of years ago when I moved here to Florida from New York.
Yeah, 04.
Yeah,
The
03. We had like a gazillion.
And I remember then it was like, this is the end.
It was like, this is
That's
the
how
end.
we got this building.
Yeah, exactly.
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 That's a sign of the end. So that's what happens. But all of this, there's a season for everything. But this seasons just come and go and they happen. And it's just, the world has been ending since I'm a kid.
Look, right now, I saw something that was, I mean, I don't know if it's true, but it's probably, it sounds logical. Something like right now in China, it's like record low measurements of air pollution.
Yes, I saw
There's
that.
like birds chirping and like everything's like there's this like beauty like coming out that like, we're the virus. You know what I'm saying? We're containing ourselves and Earth is like flourishing, right?
Yeah,
that sounds beautiful.
The lake
and,
in
and,
France
and you
is
see a lot
clear.
of solidarity out there, and you see a lot of like people like volunteering to shop. That's beautiful. All that stuff is really nice, and I think that's how we should act all the time. But I really get the feeling that before long we're going to be crapping on each other and hating each other.
Oh, it was like
right back to normal.
Like 9/11. Right after
Yeah,
9/11.
Like
yeah,
9/11.
it's going to be short lived.
Yeah.
This is beautiful right now, but enjoy it because we're if you survive, we're going to be back to the same crap.
Let me tell you the other crazy.
Such high hopes for humanity.
But here's the other crazy that I mean, this guy is nuts, and I mean, but whatever, it's fine. But I know it's just bad. It's judgmental, but I'm broken, so I'm just going with it.
We're
Here
ready
you
to judge. Let's do it.
But here's the deal: like, this guy's one of my favorite nuts. But Rodney Howard Brown is a pastor in over in Tampa, and he's had a long storied career of nuts. Maybe you are familiar with it, but like all of the crazy revivalist Pentecostal stuff with the you know, the laughing deal and the Holy Ghost, all that stuff came out of Rodney Howard Brown and a movement called the Toronto Outpouring and all this kind of stuff. I can't do all the history right now, but he's decided this is crazy. He's saying, and I'm going to quote him because I've got this article from the New York Post. It's so great, but he's like, "We're not closing. The church isn't closing, and the church is never going to close, right? Because people of real faith would not close their church." Right. And he says things like, if you can't be saved, it can't be saved in a church, you are seriously in trouble. Listen, this has to be the safest place. He's telling the church. We are not stopping anything, he said. I've got news for you. This church will never close. The only time the church is closed is when the rapture is going to take place. And he told them that the Bible school is open because we are raising up revivalists and not pansies.
He now has corona. Guaranteed.
But I mean, so he's made it like this statement of faith. Yeah. Like, in order for you to be like a committed person of faith, you got to come to church.
That's the kind of faith that keeps snakes from poisoning you.
No, it sounds like the guy that from New Zealand that's
up in the Appalachians.
If you contribute to church, you'll be protected.
Yeah.
What's up with all the healers right now? Like all the preacher healers that are like,
oh, he's one of them.
Yeah, what's going on with that?
Well, at least
why is he working overtime?
At least he is. He's like, come to church. I'm open.
I'm healing.
Yeah. No, he's actually like, hey, if you're faithful, you wouldn't be sick. But whatever.
But since you are, come in here so I can heal you.
Yeah.
Oh, so only the sinners and the bad people are getting corona, according to his.
I guess.
Wow.
I mean, this guy is like.
I mean, that's pretty much in line with a lot of this thinking, where it's like, you bring it on yourself. It's sin. You're sick because you sin. This happened to you because you sinned. I mean, it's
like Job's friends.
I mean, it hasn't changed. Yeah.
But what do you think about that? Like, what is it about this stuff that brings out the worst in a certain sect of the religious community, especially even the Christian community? I mean, what is it about this stuff that we just go bonkers? We completely throw good theology out the window. We completely throw Bible and biblical literature out the window in biblical context, and we just go bonkers.
So the usual.
It's kind of like how when everybody goes to Walmart and they hoard all the toilet paper. It's just probably in a spiritual way.
Yeah, that's probably a good illustration. I mean, like it doesn't make any sense that we're buying all this toilet paper, but we're doing it. Like one person did it, we're like, oh crap, run on toilet paper.
Yeah, it started a domino effect.
What's a what?
Sheeple.
What's a sheeple?
It's a mixture of sheep and people.
Because people are dumb.
What do you call that when you mix two words together?
A mutant.
Mashup.
Turtle ninja.
Radiation.
Oh, I'm sorry. Ooze.
Mutagen.
The ooze.
I just don't get it. I mean, I don't get, like, and here's the other thing. Like, I think the vast majority of responsible Christian communities have said, look, we get this is going to be a strain. We get this is going to be a huge change, but we've got to do our part to be responsible and take care of the least in our communities and all that kind of stuff. And they said, okay, we're going to move to online. And even those that can't figure it out, they do their best. They get their phone out and they get in their living room couch and they,
back. Just stay in bed.
Whatever. You know what I'm saying? And they do it. But I don't understand. There'll always be some who will be like, hey, we're going to make this our cross, our point of faith.
I think subconsciously people want to be a part of something, right? Like, I think if this was the end of time, you will be like, it's the end of time and I was in it. So I think there's a part of that, like, even from the Bible where it talks of, in the book of Revelation.
Maybe it's more exciting.
I think so. Yeah,
I think it's going to be that exciting. I think it's going to be pretty terrifying if it really was to come to pass.
It's more exciting for them.
I completely disagree with you.
With me? With what?
No, I mean, think about what Jesus says. Look at go home and read it today. Right. Read the end of the Olivet Discourse, which is Matthew chapter 24, and listen to what he says about what the actual end times will be. You know what he actually says?
Nobody will know.
He says nobody will know. He says people will be. He says people will be giving them in marriage. They'll be marrying and burying. They'll be going on with their daily life. There's no like pre-warning to this of that.
It's happening. We're in it. It actually says,
but it did give the warning signs. It said this is the beginning. of that.
Wasn't that in reference to
You do
something else?
remember that?
Yeah, no, but yeah, we'd have to go back and look at the. We actually let's do a second. We'll do a follow up to this and actually do like a little Bible study. And we'll work through the Olivet Discourse. But really, you look through it and you'll see he starts off at the beginning of 24, and he's talking to his disciples about their end, meaning that what's going to happen to them in there. And there's a lot of signs in that. There's going to be wars and rumors of wars and all these things, right? And they do come to pass. I mean, Titus walks into Jerusalem in 70 AD and destroys the temple, tears it stone from stone, and everything comes down and people are mass slaughtered, and there's this whole deal. But at the end of the Olivet Discourse, Jesus says, and when the end of ages come, when the end really comes, it'll be like this. And he says,
like a thief in the night.
Yeah, people will be going about
Like
their daily
Noah,
lives.
like the days of Noah.
Yeah, like going about their daily lives. It'll be like nothing's happening. You know what I mean? So I don't know why we get off track with that. I don't know why we throw good theology out and just start getting crazy.
I like that
I
phrase.
really don't think it's going to be something that's going to be like, I think there will be some type of gradual signs that we know something is going left. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm just thinking that when governments and CEOs is
But what is that sign?
is stepping down
what is
all
that
over
sign?
the place.
Like if the
That's-
Holocaust wasn't a sign of going left, like millions of people getting cooked in ovens, like
It's
it's like
I think
at
Jesus
what point
is
that wasn't
wrong.
bad enough? No, we're waiting for something worse than that. Like I mean, it's left.
So
it's going
yeah.
left.
yeah.
Why do you-
It's going left.
Yeah, I guess.
Wait.
So I think at this point it's just a matter of all right.
Things
Glenn.
can be going bad.
Glenn,
It's
Glenn,
bad.
how can you disagree with that? Jesus is saying people are just going to be going about their daily lives. There'll be two in the field, marriage, whatever the case.
No,
is.
I'm not in disagreement whatsoever. I'm just saying that he also, as I said, gave signs of warnings of the beginning. He said, hey, when will be the last days? He gave different scenarios to say, hey, these are be the beginning signs of the last days.
Yeah.
Which, if we're looking at current affairs, I would think that it's leaning towards that way. At least this is to my perspective. According to Mike, it's been like this for all
But
of
if you look
history
at
at
the
the same
past,
frequency. I think it's
I
been
think it's-
increased a
I
little.
just
I think if you look at the
I
past.
listen, I think that's I think what you're saying is really is echoed by a large population of the Christian worldview. I'm just saying this. I think this would be a great for us to come back and actually do like a video cast Bible study where we literally look at the text and walk through it, because the signs I think you're referring to are things that have happened that Jesus was specifically talking about at the time. And what we do is we take those signs and we make them futuristic, and then that confuses us. And then all of a sudden we're looking for these like earthquakes and rumors of wars and all this stuff, and then we start throwing good theology out, and we're like, all of a sudden we're like, this is the end. No, this is the end. No, this is the end. Throughout all of history, this is the end. This is the end. This is the end. And then
I can see that though.
yeah.
And
So I
heck,
think it'd be
the
good to come back
disciples
and
thought
do it.
that it would happen in their lifetime.
Yeah, the disciples live like
Yeah, they were
this
like,
is coming
it's
like
going to
that.
happen very soon.
Yeah, I think everybody's
Which
Everybody sends them too.
which should be the good mentality to have, because
Absolutely.
it always keeps
Oh, yeah,
you
be
sharp.
prepared.
Because if you're thinking it's down the path and you start to relax and you start to go ahead and relapse, it's a negative thing.
Yeah.
But if you think it's pressing, believe me, I know this. A lot of people are going to get more closer in their faith off of this. I know that.
Really?
Yes,
I think it'll be short-lived.
because I will
Maybe
tell this.
temporarily.
I don't know if it's short-lived, if it's lived. I know this. Fear tends to go ahead and bring people either further away or closer to God. And this is going to be something that I feel will activate or cause the need to get closer spiritually. And I think that's a good thing. Not in the midst of the situation, but in the need to know that, hey, I need to be connected. There's nobody that's going to be saving you but Jesus.
Well, we'll find out
That's the
when we
only
reopen the
solution.
church.
I think a lot of people will do that during the situation, and when it's back to normal, then they'll forget all of it. I mean,
I'm trying to be
I think
optimistic.
it takes.
But you're right.
I've lost a lot of optimism in people.
I was going to say, yeah.
But you're right.
Yeah.
People are the worst.
I think you got to put it into
Hopefully somebody sticks.
put it into a relational context. Do you want your kids in relationship with you because they're scared of you, or they're scared? You want the relationship motivated by fear or love, right?
Love.
Yeah.
I want them to be afraid of how much they love me.
Michael Scott.
I had to say it right when you said it.
good.
That was perfect, bro.
Oh my gosh. I want them to be scared of how much they love me.
Both.
I don't know. You got anybody weird in your life that has gone like off the rails? Like I see I don't want to say anybody by names, but I see like some of the Facebook posts are like, I just shake my head. I just read it. And I go, oh my gosh, give me a break. What's happening? You got anybody like that? Not anybody you want to out. I'm just saying. Are you seeing
I've seen that attitude though of leaning towards like, you know, that whole thing where it's like, this is one of the signs. This is just one more step closer to, you know, it's like, I hold on to that thought that it's like how many generations have had this horrible thing happen in their lifetime that they thought, I mean, it can't get worse than this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it did. I mean, or, you know, things went on, you know? I mean, we're here now.
Right.
Pondering on the next end time thing, you know? So, I mean, there's no doubt this is good. I mean, it's already making a huge effect on things. There's no doubt of that, but is this it? I don't know. If it is, then it is. But if it's not, I mean, we're not going to know.
This seems a little underwhelming to be it, right?
Yeah. Let's take them out slowly. I would think it would be like some, oh my God, this
nuclear holocaust.
Oh my God, yeah, like Godzilla stomping through or something like that. Like dogs and cats living together.
Mass hysteria.
Ghostbusters.
Oh, man, all the good quotes. I don't know. I just look at it and I go, man, like either way, whether you're making this an end times thing or whether you're making this like this test of who is really in the faith, like there's always somebody spinning these things towards like some weird hijacked theology that kind of always drives me a little batty. I'm always like, what are you talking about?
It's the middle ground though is the logic. I mean, it's no one's saying no, be blinded by your faith. So it's like, I don't have to do anything. I don't have to take any precautions because I'm so blind in my faith that like nothing's going to happen to me because I believe so much. Right. And then the other side of it is like, you know, I'm going to go overboard with like, I'm going to wrap my body in paper bag or plastic bags to go outside. There's a middle ground, man. Trust God, but take care of yourself. I mean,
but think about this, right? Like, think about this.
Smart things.
Think about the reality of this for a second.
Your peace,
common sense.
We sit around and we're like, we've got a lot of. I think there's a general amount of fear in the culture right now, and we have like this kind of like pent up fear response. But think about it. Nothing. Like I get it. There are people that have died, and there are people that are sick, and I'm not trying to undermine that. I think that's
definitely
a reality.
not.
And I'm not trying to. But think about this for a second. You're going to leave here today. You're going to stop at a fast food joint on the way home. You're never going to miss a meal right now, right? The government's talking about sending out checks. We're talking about which bidet we're going to buy, right? I mean, like our crisis is not real. There was a time when people were like boiling their clothes and drinking the broth for like, you know, nutrients. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, like this is like our crisis is pretty much not a crisis.
Yeah. I had Taco Bell on the way in. I got Taco Bell in my bag right now.
I'm gonna have
Taco Bell
later.
closes down. We got a crisis. That's my crisis.
But you see what I'm saying? Like you're not gonna miss a meal. Like it's crazy to me.
The crisis is really enhanced not by the disease itself, but by people. By our reactions to it. You know, we're going to the supermarkets and wiping everything out as if nothing is ever going to get there ever again and all these things. Like when I talk to my brothers that live in New York, my brother said like 3 weeks ago when it was bad in China, when it was starting, he was like, I'm going to go to the supermarket, get a few things. And by the time that he went, he says it was like mass hysteria. Everybody was emptying everything out and people were already fighting over things. This was like, you're talking about like 4 weeks ago. So this where we're at with this, you know, the everybody freaking out and the hysteria is not really the disease causing it, it's people.
Think about our crisis is you have to stay home with your family.
Yes.
That's our crisis.
Yes.
You might have to binge watch.
You have to binge watch Netflix and stay
chill.
home. By the way,
we've been doing that like
what you got?
That's like living.
We've
my
watched
dream.
so many documentaries.
if you haven't seen
The Tiger
King yet,
I gotta watch that. Is it good?
Oh my!
Tiger
Look,
King.
I'm not recommending that to the
I'm not
general
recommending.
public. There's some things in that are deeply disturbing. But
Let's say we're gonna have to edit this out.
It's like watching a train wreck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like watching a train wreck in documentary form. You'll binge watch it tonight.
No.
We're actually gonna do that tonight.
I think one of the problems that is very real is, you know, and there are people who are being quarantined, sent home. Hey, we're gonna cut out. We're gonna close down.
Lay you off.
And those people, are either laid off or not gonna collect the check. People who work in like the service industry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're
Yeah.
I talked
That's
to a
it,
couple of people who
I
said
think
both of them are laid off. My wife had to lay somebody off the other day. It's getting bad out there with the
See,
unemployment.
I think that's a more immediate crisis than.
But that's what I'm saying, but
Not to
this-
downplay the effects of the disease, but that's an effect.
It's the wave.
That's not even catching
It's
the
the
disease.
wave effect.
It's and things like that are going to affect a lot of people.
My brother's-
you know?
a lot
and it's a
longer.
wave. It's
And
not just now. It's going to
Yes.
And I don't want to. I'm not trying to. Look,
No, absolutely
look, man.
not.
If you're listening to this and you
There's a
lost
lot
your
of
job,
ramifications
I'm sure that
coming
hurts.
from this.
Sure.
I get that. I'm
Absolutely.
not trying to undermine that or belittle that because that's a real thing, right? But think about this: compared to World War II and a besieged like Britain, where people were literally like held up in their house without food.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Like, our crises are pretty low. You know what I'm saying? We're like, gosh, I may have to, and I'm not undermining. I'm not saying this is,
Sure.
I'm not belittling. I'm like, we might have to collect unemployment. And it's like, and we'll still get every meal.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and people will help us. You know,
But this is the end times. But those people, had it boiled their clothes for nutrients, and
Right.
that wasn't the end time.
right.
my mom kept asking me for a bottle of water. I was like, we have the fridge. Like, we're not gonna be out of
There's a
electricity. There's a filter there. We're all right.
Right.
We need bottle of water.
When you say end times, like, define that. You're talking about the rapture, Jesus' second coming, the Great Tribulation.
Depends on who you're talking.
Define it. Well, I know that, but I mean, what do you think the general thought behind that is? Like, okay,
That's a good question.
I think it's an overreaction what's happening. But even if we were in the end times and then you go do a crap load of groceries, if we're truly in the end times, that's going to run out and you're going to suffer anyways.
Yeah. Even if you're okay, good point. Even if you're some pre-trib dispensationalist, whole deal, like you've bought in.
Right.
I mean, like you're like you read all the Left Behind series and you are in, right? Like even if that's your deal and you believe you're going to go through any of this tribulation,
It's
right?
going to happen.
It's going to happen whether
regardless.
regardless.
You know who
Gonna
I'm,
outlast your ramen.
yeah, it will. And not even that. For the people who really stock up and everybody's out, believe me, everybody starts looking at that house.
No, not only that, but
That's when you need the bullet.
No, that's when anarchy
Zombie
starts. Because
apocalypse
when
here.
people run out of things, they get desperate. And when desperate people, they don't think about right. They're just like, hey, you got the ramen. I don't. Sorry.
my brother got to the supermarket, right? And they actually had some toilet paper in, and the lady grabbed like 8 rolls and grabbed all the sanitizers that they had, and she was like, "Guess what, stupid? When you run out, you're gonna have to come out, and none of us were able to clean ourselves, and we're all gonna be infected. So you're gonna get infected at the end too." And the lady was like, "Here you go." It makes no sense.
It's just sad to see toilet paper is not even a necessity. I mean, it's again.
Well, if you got 2 bidets in your house,
Hey, kid.
he's like,
If
I'm
you have
good.
a-
Definitely not.
Problem solved.
definitely
Hey.
not. But if you, I mean,
Hey,
if
people, George.
if you have running water and
Hey, people.
soap in your house,
It's
then
called
it's not
take
a
a
necessity.
With a cloth?
Imagine when it's like over.
That's a bar of
case
soap I wouldn't want to share.
With a cloth, food or water. It's like that's the sad thing that we're freaking out over like non-essentials. Then when it comes to the essentials, that we're gonna tear each other apart.
American.
You get the pump soap.
America.
Oh, pump soap. Definitely go pump soap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the bar. No.
No,
Not
the
the
bar.
bar. I don't use bar soap. Are you kidding me? I'm not a savage.
What is this? 1980?
What do we use? The gold dial. Irish Spring.
I'm still using
Cut it
Irish
with a knife.
Spring.
I use the
Hey.
white one.
Cut it with a knife.
Hey.
Smell it.
I love the
Hey.
I
Irish
use the white one. It's pure
Coast.
soap.
That's
Irish
really
Springs, Zest, Lever 2000.
I love
Oh
it.
my God.
I
Don't
love
mess
it.
with me.
I'm a bar soap guy.
Soap
really.
on the rope.
Yeah.
Nah, I use
Something about it.
You got to step your
men's
game up.
Nivea.
Yeah. Something about. No, I'm not high dollar. I'm the cheap stuff.
Dove.
I'm
Wait a
definitely
minute, wait a
Irish
minute. So you
Spring.
do-
I get like the 20 pack or
So
whatever.
you
do-
so you
you
skip on the
prosciutto.
soap, but you get the you get the boar's head prosciutto.
Yo.
Listen about the finest.
Yeah.
Spare no expense.
I guess.
But let's get that bar soap. 30 bars for
you gotta
20 cents.
balance it out.
There's got to be a balance. Oh,
Right.
That's how you got so
Eating
much
good.
money for ham, right?
Eating good, cleaning good.
Yeah.
I'm eating good.
Yeah. Exactly. Everybody's
Which
got to.
then you're gonna need the cleaning good.
Everybody's gonna make their choices, right? I've made mine.
No, yours are logical.
Thank you.
Yeah, totally.
Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, I think that's enough for today. We're so glad you turned in for this.
This
love
was
you.
live?
Yeah, we love you.
No,
it's not live.
No, it's not live.
We'll put this up this week. We love you. We mean it. Bye. Goodbye.
Peace.
All right, see you.